All right, the is that what this thing's called? It's been a while. I mean, I've had this for 9 months, I think, at this point. I've had a chance to run around with this thing. My son ran around with this thing. Let's have a look at it. Here it is, the YAKEDA plate carrier, right? This thing's actually really solid, right? These are a Chinese mass-produced thing, but I will say this: when you mass-produce the right thing the right way, you actually end up with a solid product at an amazing price. And this thing's got the stuff. It actually is made out of what I would consider the correct build materials, and a decent quality at that, for what you want for this application. My family owned a tailor shop, so that's where I can add a little bit of insight. The stitching on this is good. We have triple stitch. We have 3 stitches here for each strap, and on the back, same thing. So it's got the good stitching. Everything fits on here well. Didn't have any issues with magazines. I tried all sorts of magazines. I have some, here are the pistol magazine holders right here. All of these things you can move around, obviously. Originally, these came on the chest, and I took them off of this and I just slapped into the side. Whatever. You got your little patch holders here. So the important part is, how well is this going to hold a plate, right? And I'll be honest with you too, a lot of this just has to do with our I was just talking about this earlier today. Just our standard of manufacturing right now is so good that it really ain't no thing to make an item like this. So it makes all the sense in the world that you would be able to score something like this for about $100 nowadays. Back in the day, something like this would probably cost you $1,200 by itself. And I do mean back in the day, but that's the truth. This is made very well. The padding inside is awesome, right? And back to what I was saying, the real technology right now, as far as, armor and protection goes, the real leap in technology right now in all of this is polyurethane plates, just IMO in my opinion. I am looking at some polyurethane plates right now, just kind of waiting for them to go down in price a little bit. I have a shop holding on to a pair for me just in case, but I would like to find a better deal on them if I could. But ultimately, that's what I'm going to be doing. So you need to plan your plate carrier around whatever plates you intend to have. All of that comes down to this plate pocket, and pretty much, you're going to have your standard measurement, your 11 by 12, whatever it is. The thickness, that's what you need to be careful about, because that's what's going to limit you. How thick is your plate pocket? This thing, I do believe, is 1.25 inches, with a, what is it, like some kind of level 4 steel plate. This is like a heavy ass plate in here, and I did have 2 of them. This thing held up, but we can see, I mean, I don't know how much you're going to be able to see on the camera, but I can see that I have a room in there because it's not tight. It wiggles around, so this is good. I could probably fit a trauma pad behind this. I might even be able to stuff some 3A ballistic armor behind this plate if I really wanted to, as a makeshift trauma pad. The point is, you have a thick enough pocket to accommodate thicker plates, so that's cool. The polyurethane plates, most of the ones that I've looked at, are definitely over 1 inch thick, but the advantage is they only weigh like 3 pounds, actually like 2 and some pounds. They even float in water. These are like 10 pounds a piece, so it's the difference between having 5 pounds of weight around your chest and 25 pounds. So it's like a no-brainer. Right now I only have 1 plate in here, but rest assured I did run this with 2 plates. Heavy ass plates. So if it's gonna hold up with these plates, it's going to hold up any other plates because they're going to weigh less than this. Like, this is maximum wear and tear on this plate carrier, and that is why we put the AR 500 plates in here, aside from the fact that I didn't get the polyolefin plate that I wanted yet. It's held up great. I have one of these open. So we have a good amount of Velcro to close this pocket up, and we have these two plate support straps that Velcro. So between these straps and all of this Velcro, your plate is not going anywhere, right? You really do have to pull just like you would expect from a plate carrier, right? There's a ton of Velcro that you have to rip your way through to undo all of this. That is all there. There's nothing chintzy there. It's not like there's Velcro missing. This thing is legit. It's exactly what you would expect from a plate carrier, and there's enough support everywhere there to hold the heaviest plate that I have, for sure. You're gonna be hard pressed to find a heavier plate than this. And I said I did run 2 of them, so you know, she's got it where it counts. This one came with these quick release. They're a quick release device, right? So you pull on this pin, and then boom, like, the thing comes out so easy that it's really easy to, you know, take this thing off of you in an emergency, or if you fall in the water, which is a big deal if you have a heavy ass plate and you're going around a lake or any body of water, anything like that. These are awesome to have, right? So I think the most important thing is to probably look for these. And about the only shortcoming that this plate carrier has, in my opinion, is you are going to get these plastic clips up here. And that's not a problem at all, because honestly, you would probably just want to go online and pick out a good pair of quick detach metal clips. They have them. They don't cost much. This way, you know, you didn't pay much for this vest. You're going to be able to probably go online and pick out a nice clip to go on here. These are very easy to swap out, right? So I would have to say this thing is a complete score for the price, and you know what you're getting it for. I've compared this to a few different plate carriers that my buddies have, and this thing definitely punches above its weight class. So I will say that about this. I'm happy with this purchase. I'm happy with this thing. The camo on this particular pattern, this is not a military camo, so I dig that. I like that it's a different camo. It still does a really good job of camouflage, especially for where I'm at in Michigan. So, you know, that was a big reason why I went for this too. It's not conventional camo. I know they make this in all sorts of different patterns though. This is just the one that I went with, right? So wanted to put this up because I told somebody I would review this thing as soon as I had more experience with it, and then I damn near forgot. So they reminded me today, and yeah, I approve. This thing is awesome, right? It's made out of the, what is it, 1000D nylon. I don't have the spec sheet anymore. I think I went over the actual specs of this thing when I first bought it, you know, and I read through all of that in a video, but this is more of what I think about this thing after using it and wearing it for a while now, actually. And my son, you know, wore this thing for a while. It was funny to see him with 2 plates on, pretending that it didn't affect him at all. But I caught him with that stupid look on his face a couple of times there where, you know, he didn't realize that I could see him. And yeah, I could tell he definitely felt the weight of 2 of these plates on him. But the plate carrier itself did a great job. Like, I really don't see a weak link in this, you know, aside from these plastic things. Everything else has been solid on it, so I'm going to keep building this thing out. I am getting the plate that I want for it, and I might even get 2 of them because of how light they are, right? But for me in my particular setup, this is to go over a 3A ballistic Carhartt that I have. So this is actually the outer armor shell for my setup, right? And it works very well. The 3A ballistic coat that I have underneath this gives me side protection because the 3A armor actually wraps around my torso. So this just gives me an outer shell, right? So I'm probably just gonna run a front plate and try not to weigh myself down too much. I think it's plenty of armor, especially for the civilian side, and typically what I would be up against out here in these cold ass streets. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for all the support, everybody. You know, this is just IMO. YAKEDA, whoever makes this, they didn't sponsor me. It's nothing like that. This is just my honest opinion. Yeah, so leave me a comment, leave me a like, share this. It definitely helps. The algorithm does not take too kindly to a lot of the gear videos that I make, right? So have an awesome day, everybody, and I will see you on the next one. Deuces.